All right, good morning, students. I want us to see if we can solve these remaining questions. This is principle of moment. I have this. This is what I have. Okay, you can see the aim is to determine the unknown mass. This is simple principle of moment. I have my readings here, and I want to plot a graph of y1 against s, and to determine the slope. This is my y1 and this is my s. If you look at on my y1, you will see that the highest value on my y1 is 20 and the lowest value is what? Is 10. So for me to choose my scale, look at the graph, look at my graph. I've done the graph already. So what I'm going to do is I am going to rule a line like this. I'm going to rule a line like this, okay? If I rule this line, then here I will come and put this arrow. Label this point to be equal to y1. Put this unit to be in what? In centimeter. Then I will come here, draw this line. If I take this line, I will also come and put this small arrow here. And then label this to be what? Somebody. Make sure it is in centimeter. So here is centimeter. Here is centimeter. Now, look at my unit. This is 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter. So it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I want to start this graph from the origin, 0.00. What is my scale? The scale is 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter represents 2 units on the y1 axis. You can see it here. From here to here, here is 1 centimeter, here is 2 centimeters. So 2 centimeter represent what? 2 units on the y-axis. That is my scale. Okay? Then on this particular axis also, I use 5, 2 centimeter. This is 5. Here is 10. Here is 15. Here is 20. Here is 25. Here is 30. Here is 35. And here is 40. So when you want to plot this graph, you see, I know most of you know how to plot the graph. When S is 40, this is 40. My Y1 is 20. So when S is 40, my Y1 is what? Is 20. So I will trace this. Look at this point. Here is 40. This one is what? 20. Trace it like this. Then I will circle this point. Next one is when my X is 35. When X is 35, Y1 is 17.5. So here is 35. But how will I get my 17.5? If here is 2, divide everything by 10. Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you divide this thing by 10, you have each of this block. So it means that here is 3, here is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so forth and so on. So if here is 16, this point should be 17. Here is 17.2, 17.4, 17.6, 17.8, and this is 18. So I am looking for 17.5, and when it is 35. So 17.5 should be around somewhere here. If you trace it, you have this point. Trace it down. So you circle this point. The same thing when it is 30. When this is 30, this one is what? 15.0. So to plot 30 and 15.0, this is 30, trace 30, and this is 15.0. So you take this, take this. So this graph is very simple. You can plot it, okay? Now, please make sure that anytime you want to take the line of best fit of these two graphs, make sure that it will pass from the origin. If it did not pass from the origin, it means that you are wrong. You have to use your ruler. In fact, as a matter of fact, the shortcut is that start from the origin and you trace your line of best fit. You can see what I did here. If you trace this, you have your line of best what? Your best fit. So use something like a long ruler to take this. Okay? Good. Now we need to get our slope. Let us determine our slope. Because the first question says, plot a graph of this. Determine the slope, S1. Determine the what? The first question says, determine the slope. Good. X1. So my answer here is that my slope is equal to change in what? In y1 in centimeter all over change in y2 in centimeter. So that the slope is now equal to, if you check that thing, you see that I am going to have, if you look at this, if you look at this thing now, you see trace it. This point is 16. Then the other point should be what? I'm going to have it to be 16.2. So this is 16.2 minus, trace this point. This is what? 16.2 minus what? Here is what? I mean, here, if here is 6, here is 7. So this is 7.0 divided by, this one is what? I have this point to be 32.5. How? This is 30. This is 31. This is 31. This is 32. So this point is 32.5. So this is 32.5. And then we are going to subtract it with this point. You can find this point. You can trace it. This is what? 11. This is 12. Right? 13. And this is 14. So this is what? 14.0. Which means that my slope here is now equal to 9.2 divided by what? 18.5. The slope of this graph is 0.5. That is my slope here. This is my what? My slope. Now it means that I have answered this particular one, which is the what? The slope of this graph. So it means that my x1 is equal to 0.5. Now the next question says, we should similarly plot a graph of y1 against y1 minus y2 and determine the slope. So to plot the second graph, look at what I did. This is my second graph. This is my y1 against what? Y1 minus what? Y2. Please make sure it will also pass from the origin. If it did not pass from the origin, you are wrong. You have to make sure that the line of best fit will pass from the origin, okay? This is my y1, and this is my y1 minus what? Y2. The scale on the vertical axis, which is my y1 axis, is 2 centimeters to represent 2 units on the y1 axis. Take note of this scale. This point is 0.02468. So this is 2 centimeters represents 2 units on y1 axis. Now, on the horizontal axis, which is y1 minus y2, I have it to be 0.5. Here is 1.0. Here is 1.5. Here is 2.0, 2.5. And then when you plot this graph, if you plot this graph, this is how it will look like, please. What is important is that my scale here is 2 centimeters to represent 0.5 units on y1 minus y2 axis. So how will I get the slope? I will say that the slope is equal to what? Change in y1 in centimeter all over change in what? Y2 in centimeter. Sorry? The slope here is change in y1 in centimeter all over what? Y1 minus y2 all in centimeter. So I'm going to have my slope there to be what? Means that the slope is now equal to, check this point. This point is 19.8. This point is 19. So this is 19.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8. That is the point. 19 point what? 19.8. I will write 19.8 here minus this point is what? That point is 7. Okay? So which is 19.8 minus what? 7.0 divided by, to take this one will give me 2.0 minus what? 0.7, which is this. This is 0.7. So finally, the slope here is now equal to 9.84. No unit. No what? Unit. It means that my x2 is 9.84. No unit. My s1 has no unit also. There is no unit for x1 and no unit for what? X2. Because this centimeter will cancel this centimeter. This centimeter will also cancel this centimeter. So we are done with that. The next question says we should evaluate, number 3, says we should evaluate the expression 100 multiplied by x1 g over x2. This g was not given as acceleration due to gravity. So I guess it should be 100 grams multiplied by x1. So what I will do is that this is 100 times my x1 is my slope, right? Times x1 times g over x2. So my x1 is 0.5 times g all over my x2 is what? 9.84. So this is the slope. This one is the slope of the second graph. This is the slope of the first graph. So when you multiply everything together, now, you will use your calculator and do this calculation. Okay? Use your calculator and do this calculation. I have that this will give me 100 times 0.5 is equal to 50 divided by 9.84. So what I have is 7.08. So I'm going to have this to be 7.08 gram. That is exactly what I am going to have. So this is what I have. This is exactly what I have. So if I have that, we can continue. We can continue. 50 divided by 9.3. Okay, let's check this, whether if this thing is correct. Let's check, because I am having 5.9. This is not 7.08, please. This should be 5.37 grams. Sorry. If you take your calculator, this is a 50 divided by 9.84. Please let me confirm this. Please try to confirm this particular thing. I don't know what this my calculator. I don't know what it's really giving me. This is a 50 divided by 9.84. I'm having 7.08 here. Don't know whether if it is correct. I'll check it later. So what I have here is that just anything you have, just write it here. Use your calculator, please. And make sure that your answer will be in gram. Because this my calculator is really disappointing me now. So use this. If that is it, so let's go to the next question. The next question says, state the condition of equilibrium for a body acted upon by a number of coplanar parallel forces. Now, my question is this. They state the condition. So my answer here is that I want to answer this particular one, which is number 7. The conditions is that one, first of all, a system in which the forces act on the same plane is termed a coplanar force system. It's called what? A coplanar force system. Like if I have this as a force that is acting here, I have another one that the force is acting here, I have another force that is acting here, I also have another force. If this is F1, F2, F3, and F4, these forces are said to be what? Coplanar what? Forces. Because they are acting on the same plane and they are parallel to each other. So one of the conditions here now for this thing to be in equilibrium is that the algebraic sum of the forces must be 0. So I have here, I will say 1. The algebraic, I will say that the algebraic sum of the forces must be what? 0. That is the sum of the forces acting, that is sum of the forces acting in the upward direction. Acting in the upward what? Direction must be equal to the sum of the forces acting in the downward direction. So this is one. This is one condition, okay? And the second condition is that the algebraic sum of the moment, sum of the what? Moment of the forces about any point in their plane must be what? Zero. So these are the two conditions. These are the two conditions. Okay? These are the two what? Conditions. These are the two conditions. These are the two conditions. So you can take these two conditions is correct. Okay? And the next question says, what is Archimedes' principle? I will take it as number 5. What is what? Archimedes' what? Principle. What is Archimedes' what? Principle. My answer. Archimedes' principle states that, I will say, Archimedes' principle states that when a body is totally or partially immersed in a liquid, it will experience an upthrust. It will experience an upthrust, which is equal to the weight of the liquid displaced. So this is the principle of what? This is the principle of Archimedes. So you can also take this one. It is also very, very what? Important. This is the principle of what? This is the Archimedes what? Principle. Okay? This is Archimedes' principle. So I would like you to subscribe to this our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube. Share the video, like the video, and then you comment. Thank you. Okay, we still have another question that says, with the head of diagram, indicate the forces acting on the meter rule. With the aid of diagram, indicate the forces that is acting on the meter rule. So I am going to say my answer. This is what I have as the meter rule, right? Now I'm going to have this as F2, and I'm going to have this as what? F1. This is what I have, and then I will have this as the reaction. So this is the only thing I'm going to draw for case 1. And then for case 2, for case 2, I'm going to have this for my case 2. Okay, this is what I will draw for my case 2. This is the liquid. I'm going to have an upward force here, which is a what? The upthrust. This is the upthrust, and I have this as the what? The weight of this. Then I have another, this one is my what? Sorry, put it this way. This is what? The F1, right? So this is exactly what I'm going to draw. If you like, you can put the weight of this, weight of the meter. You can like, if you like, you can put the weight of the meter rule. So you come here and do your explanation, where F1 is equal to the force due to what? 100 gram mass. F2 is equal to the force due to unknown what? The unknown what? Mass. W is equal to the weight of the what? The weight of the meter rule. The weight of the meter rule is my W. So this, my R is the what? The reaction. So if you take it like this is correct. So thank you, and God bless each and every one of you. We'd like you to subscribe to this, our YouTube channel, and see you in the next practical. Thanks, and God bless you. Bye-bye.